Hi, greetings from Justchem Solutions Private Limited. Dear professionals, today in this training program, we shall discuss the recent advances in power plant chemistry. My name is Soumitra Banerjee and I passed out MSc in Applied Chemistry in the year 1995 from Government Engineering College, Jabalpur. Thereafter, I worked with several giant thermal power plants and big water treatment companies for 25 years. I started my own company Justchem Solutions Private Limited in May 2018. We are focused on power plant chemistry and water treatment. In today's session, we shall discuss on the technical advances in coagulation through new coagulant, time reduction in coagulation assessment through measurement of zeta potential rather than doing a long jar test. Then we'll talk about the dosing and mixing equipments which you can augment in your plant for better plant operations. Then we'll talk about new generation clary tube settlers and the filter media which can reduce the particle size up to 3 microns when you use them in your existing pressures and filters, etc. Then we'll talk about the RO plants which are having high recoveries now and how to get those high recoveries even for desalination. We'll also talk about the EDI electrodeionation and continuous electrodeionation. And we'll talk about the technology incorporated in steam water cycle chemistry, the automation which happened in coal sampling, the automation which is there in coal analysis, then cooling water treatment, where you can save a lot of water by raising your COC using new age polymers. And then to make the system safer in coal sampling from wagons, we'll talk about the augers as well. We shall also discuss about the new trends in oil analysis, flue gas analysis, hydrogen or CO2 analysis. Finally, we shall also touch upon the membrane degasser. Let's watch further. So here we go. We are going to discuss all these points, the new coagulants, the time reduction in coagulation assessment, dosing and mixing equipments, HRSCC, high rate solid contact clarifier and new generation clary tube settler. We'll talk about high yield or high recovery reverse osmosis and advances in membrane, electrodeionation and advanced filtration media. Then we'll talk about the AVTO to OT treatments which has now come into the scenario and most of the power plants are going towards either AVTO or OT. We'll talk about deep bed CPUs which are replacing powder resin CPUs. We'll talk about cation conductivity and then degas cation conductivity, what are their implementations and introduction of color changing resin in cation column or degasser cation column. Then we'll also talk about coal sampling, the introduction of auger and automatic samplers. And we'll talk about the automatic coal analyzers, which reduces time and human error. We'll talk about cooling water treatment, the high COC, use of stress polymers and dispersants, reduction in water wastage. We'll also talk about TCCA in place of hazardous chlorine gas. Then we'll talk about finally towards NAS against mechanical impurities, ISO measurements, and moisture analysis. And we'll talk about gas analyzers, FGA, TGA, tri-gas analyzer and all.